meeting. Call the meeting to order. Approval of minutes. We did not receive minutes due to the management shakeup. Hopefully they have those and they will turn those over to us and we'll read them into the next meeting. If not, try and recreate whatever we can. I guess we have the tools to do that. One way or another, we'll read them into the next meeting. Same thing, delinquency report and financials. We haven't received anything this week unless they send anything out. We're going to have to hold off. Security gate proposals. I had a couple of copies of the agenda. They never make that up. Oh, okay, sure. What's our latest? I know we had this couple of.
I have an appointment tomorrow with one company that Alex recommended, and I have an appointment Tuesday with another company that Alex recommended. That I made an appointment with both gentlemen, so I got the email, by the way. The last guy called me back today.
Oh, yeah.
When I called them.
Are these guys like bigger ones, like they make the gate and stuff that
I think we searched for local vendors that are in that area.
Well, the guy that's coming tomorrow is very interesting proposal, but it's not a normal gate system. We could actually get rid of our guards, just have a roving guard if we wanted to. They set up at your system, in your system, where the people come and talk to a central station, not through a machine. Actually talk to a person, that the person has all the information of whether they're going to let them in the community or not. They're on a camera and they can see them.
They put their license in the machine.
Their license in the machine. It's very interesting. He said, I don't know how much it costs. I have no idea. He's coming tomorrow. I'll let you know.
So essentially, we're still in the exploratory phase. Ernesto, what is the feeling from the West? Are they, because not long ago they were anxious to just go ahead and move forward on
Yeah.
I guess okay.
We're okay for now on that?
We have to
Okay.
do anything without an agreement. Until they're going to sign an agreement.
Yes.
What I would say, what I do need to report on that is that the right now, to me, and I understand, is that the biggest problem when we talk about agreement, because that's the first thing we have to settle. Right now, the biggest issue, based on the perception I received from the president, is the issue of maintenance. Having a maintenance contract. But in case something breaks down within 24 hours. Okay? His position is that right now, he repairs the one they have. And it don't cost him nothing. And I understand that. I just explained to him that that's fine, but what if he moves? What if he's sick? What if he's gone on vacation and something breaks down? I mean, no one can wait. And at least they are now here, but what if a new boat comes in that don't have no electronic background? It is always important to have a maintenance agreement.
The actual president fixes it?
Hey, that's what I spend on money.
That's what he's saying. I don't know.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. What I end up doing is mentioning to them, let's just put the maintenance agreement on the table for me. Let's forget about that for right now. We can come back to that. I asked him what other issue is this concerning in the agreement. He couldn't tell me at that time because he said
they read the agreement.
He said that you need to read the agreement. So right now we're at the point where they have to read the agreement and come up with any issues that they don't like. I did mention to him the issues that we want to update on the agreement. So you have that. So once they do that, we're supposed to get together again by Starbucks just to handle it.
We have an ETA on their response back to what issues.
No, but I can always request one. I don't think that, you see, I'm not too concerned about ETA right now because
We're still
exploring.
getting the proposals.
Right. You know, to me, ETA and that will kind of,
Yeah, we don't have to push him, I was just
Right.
wondering if he gave it a time.
but also I think it gives us time to continue to explore and then be able to probably get more educated in these systems. And I like what Richard is saying about the idea and all of that and the calling and all of that with picture, but I don't know what's the cost, so
I have
it's
no idea.
very important to know what's the cost.
Could be really cheap or really expensive.
Yeah.
It's a monthly fee.
It seems that the West, from the comments that Christine made the other day, that they're pretty much decided that they're gonna take out the guards and put an automated system, right? If that's their decision, it has little impact on the West of what we do, because when they go automated, all the issues in terms of people sneaking through that site get solved. So, it's pretty much decided that they're gonna go automated, and there's gonna be no sneaking in through that site.
Well, the issue-
we don't have issue with that, Alex, with the proposal. We really, our concern is agreement. That's the only thing really.
We want to do it in conjunction, if at all possible,
Right.
so that the systems are the same. When somebody updates their information, both of them are right. Because we're not sure, we may go automated here, I want to set it up, like I said, at the proposal, at least have it set up so we have that
So we have the ability to do it, right,
I
exactly.
don't want to do it halfway, counting on having a security guard, and then later on, a new board or whoever decides they want to go automated and have to do it all over again. It wouldn't cost, it was what, $500, $600 more for the automated part, at least on that quote.
Can you
So-
say something like if we ended up doing our side and they didn't do their side, then that means that the West people can't use our gates every time they'd have to stop, and it would be annoying because then they would have to
No, we have
call
to do it
in.
together, there's no.
But I'm saying if they don't do
You
it,
can't
then
go-
can't we close that off to the West side? I mean, we clearly won't be closed off from the.
Right now, the lines of communication are open, and we're hoping that
And we
that's
haven't got the.
positive.
The problem here is that this guy is stubborn over there. He doesn't want to cooperate with us. It's true. He doesn't want to cooperate. He wants to do
But
something.
he's cooperating right now.
Right.
So let's
I think he
let's
has to.
continue to
Yeah.
try and bring that along.
I think
I think-
he understands that he has to cooperate.
We have to solve it.
Like, because he's lying,
Or we can actually go to court and get an injunction against them, so they can't do it until they do cooperate. And we don't want to do that.
That's a last resort.
Yeah, we don't want
I don't
to do
think that's
that.
gonna
lawyers.
Even if the systems are incompatible, it's really an issue of information, no? We want that system to have our residents and vice
It's gotta
versa.
be the same.
And of the two companies that came by, neither one of them presented a system that was joint, right? They said you have one PC here, one PC there, so we still haven't
Well,
seen.
the gentleman that I was here for, was it Monday? He did say that's all updated, I think, for both, it goes to both. There's a computer
That
in
was
each
double the
that
number.
runs the thing,
Yeah,
but
but you have to update each independently. You
No.
have to,
No,
that's
his
the way I
system-
understood.
No, what I
You
understood,
didn't come to the first one.
Yeah, I think to the
No,
Friday,
yeah.
to the Wednesday or the Monday.
what I understood is that the same software that's in the system here
Yeah,
must be in the two management houses. And when they update, they're gonna update both sides, because it's the same system.
But one management company then has to, they don't do one update, they have to do two updates. They have to do independently each.
Yeah, but
But they can do it centrally from their office using the same
Right.
software, but it still requires them to do double the action. It's not,
right.
okay, update and that goes to both sides.
Okay, but that wasn't for the $20,000.
That was the last one that came online.
yeah, that was the 25,000, but that gentleman for that price didn't include the protection.
No, it's yeah. He did, yeah, so, I understand.
So we're still getting some more quotes and some more presentations, and we'll narrow it down. We're working with the West to try and come to an agreement. We're waiting on their response on the existing agreement, and that's where we're at.
Richard, the appointments that you have, are they coming just to do an assessment, or are they actually coming with a proposal, or do you know?
No idea. They're coming to measure,
The next
to
first.
tell me about their company again, which I've already talked to them on the phone about.
Okay.
No, they wanted to come, so I said, well, come. They come.
I think
And from there, depending on what they give us for
The
quotes.
same issue is gonna be, this guy wants to do the job himself, he wants to do the maintenance himself, he's set on that.
We know that. Okay, all Florida management resigned, everybody, okay, that's finished.
Alright,
Now, number 6 is
well, we had presentations here. We have any thoughts on our presentations?
Well,
Hold off on that.
That's two different things. To me, one guy talked a good game, and then you have experience and know-how. So, one is what, $300 cheaper than the other one?
I have nothing about the money.
Yeah,
This
one is
company,
29?
this company,
No, it's
feels
26.
is,
27.
I don't think we can talk about that now.
Yeah, well, there might be something.
let's read it.
Sorry.
Because he can send us the proposal to the package, right?
Right.
Okay, so we have to wait for his
What we don't,
contract.
and then we can read all of it, and then we can just,
so the underground thing for bad part of this man is he has 3 or 4 employees in his whole office.
This is a small company.
He seems to be efficient.
Okay.
He knows what, he's 30 years experience, Rich, he knows things that the
We
other guy
gotta, we
don't know.
gotta call the people that he's working with and see how big their communities are and see what kind of experience, because
that's why Paul
We'll
is
get
saying,
this
let's,
complete contract, we'll review it, and then we'll get together.
yeah, that's why Paul is saying.
okay, 2013 budget, that's on my list.
But speaking of the resignation, I mean, let's assume though we don't get any assistance from all Florida. Okay, so, but are we just content letting this go? Are we, I mean, do we feel like there's any reason to pursue any legal action against them for non-compliance, or we're just gonna let it go?
Well,
It depends, I mean,
what, this is what I think, based on what you said.
Yeah,
But we'll do it without the read the contract,
yeah,
and then see what we can go off there.
not with it.
So that's gonna be cost. And then, are we gonna recover any of that?
Yeah, we can get blood from it.
I mean, if she throws it down,
It's a corporation.
I'm with it.
The chief's really sick, you know, I mean.
No, I know, I understand that.
so that's what I was thinking.
and hopefully it doesn't, there's not gonna be a lot of costs incurred, even though it's a lot of trouble for us, you know, hopefully
It's an
it's getting a
inconvenience,
company in here and it's something that.
And she is giving us 30 days notice, and I mean, it's an inconvenience to us, but what can we do?
I
She's
mean,
sick.
if something comes up and there's a major issue that they decide we're not turning anything over, you know, we'll explore whatever
That's
legal
right.
avenues we need to, but right now, if they turn everything over, we'll see how that goes, and hopefully it's not too painful a transition.
My recommendation to Nick was to have Maloney intercede
He said,
and
he didn't
receive.
answer him.
I
sent
I just said that.
I sent you all an email back just to say about because Johan said he's only gonna give us paper.
Right.
And I sent an email back to see if we could get also a flash drive or, because they have it in their system, just put the thing in and take it out. I don't understand why they can't do that, but he said, we're only getting paper. He said, repeated that to me several times.
That's the reason. That's why I recommend for Maloney to.
We've already sent him, Maloney sent us an email right here, and he asked us, what do we want him to do? Do we want him to send a courier? Here it is. Do we want him to send a courier, or would we like him to go and pick it up personally?
The check. But also, we can send them a list.
But we need
of
to give him specific directions of what we want.
That's all next. And
I can do that, but what are we going to do?
Let's reply to him, let's let him do it.
Let him go himself.
Obviously, it's gonna be a little more
Cost
expensive
more
than
money,
sending a
right,
courier.
$1,000.
But and tell them what we're looking for.
Okay, I will do
You
that
got
tomorrow.
that?
I'll do that tomorrow. First thing in the
You
morning.
know, and by the way, I think what we can do is, you know what? We can ask these guys here, what up, to send us a list or anything.
What they need.
What you need
Yeah.
for that transaction. Like that, we give that to Maloney, and Maloney get that information. Because all of these three guys, or whoever we have here, that information is supposed to be pretty much the same. So if we get that and say, Maloney, this is what we need, because that's what they need.
I think that's a good idea, Richard, so just hold off on it alone.
I've done this before. Just let me
How do you
understand.
know you
Okay, then
want
you take care of it. Then take care of it.
No, I've done the records from that other Julio.
No, but
I've done this before. This is gonna happen like this. Maloney gonna go to their office
Charge us
and
$5.
pick up only the box. Children, let me just let you understand. There is nothing he can do except be a witness to that they refuse to give him what we've asked for. If they refuse to give it to him, or just collect what they're giving him, period. But because they're not giving him any more, he can't go there and start fighting with them. That's not gonna happen.
So then why do we need this thing? Why does it want us to do it?
Wait a minute.
We really don't, Joe.
Wait a minute. Also, I think there's another step. I think we can, I'm not only review everything. We're not gonna go to court. But we can say, we will go to court based on the time frame, if everything is not turned over as we request.
We
I
can't
think-
do that from a turnip though, that's what I'm trying to say. This is a corporation, a Florida corporation. Now, she nor her husband nor any other owner of that company is liable to us. The corporation is liable. If the corporation is dissolved and has no assets, they've given up their assets because they're not selling the corporation.
But wait, no. There must be something down the line. Because you were telling me, this is what I'm understanding from you, is that since they're dissolved, they don't have to give us nothing and they walk away and the only thing we have is to sue a company that is dissolved.
That's
If they
right.
don't give us nothing, listen.
That's right.
That's what you're telling me.
Right.
That's the worst case scenario.
Wait. What I'm saying is that there must be a way to do this thing, and I think I would let him handle that, but it's important for him to address that and we give him exactly what we need.
Well, Johan said that one day next
Stop
week.
dealing with your one.
I know it is.
I mean, but what I'm saying to you is, when you explain to me what Joanne told you, already, to me, that's not cooperation because we don't want paper.
I know, we know.
Okay, but,
It's not cooperation.
all right, but if you deal with it, it's not gonna go.
I don't want to deal with it, I want Mr. Maloney to deal with it. But I don't think it's to our best interest to actually, I would call him and tell him, to actually send him down there to do it. I think it's to our best interest to have him call, explain what we want. They're going to either tell him yes or no, and he will understand the yes or no, on a legal term, and then send a courier to go pick it up. There's no reason to send him personally down to that office, because he's only going to get what they're going to give him, no matter who goes. He's not going to get any more if he goes by himself or sends a courier. What he needs to do is call first and say, we would like this. If you're not going to give us this, tell me now. He'll have a record of that, and then send a courier to go pick it up, which would cost us, I don't know how much, $50, $75.
Makes sense.
Instead of
Just send
$1,000.
it.
I'm not saying that, I wasn't saying that you need to send him down there. I'm just saying he should know how to handle it.
He does know that. He knows that.
That's all I'm saying, because I don't know if we can handle it. So,
So reply to him, say this is the situation, this is what Johan has told us, what do you recommend?
Okay.
How would you characterize your conversation with Johan? I mean, is it
Johan's
friendly?
very sick because he's getting fired. He's only going to be there till tomorrow.
Oh.
So he's very sick. I asked Johan, I said, we cannot, if I bring down the flash drives today to you, I'll go buy them. You tell me what size, you can't load them up for me. He says, I'm not allowed to do that. I said, you can't provide me with a flash drive and we'll pay you for it.
Hey, what do you mean he's not allowed? What's he gonna do, get fired?
But he can't go into his, he has a responsibility, he has a license. He has a responsibility, his boss says, no, you can't do this, and we can't talk to his boss.
All I'm saying is,
How are you gonna get in touch with him?
I'm not saying that the conversation might be a little
She's not
different.
there.
That's what, the conversation could be a little different, that's what I'm saying.
The attorney can't talk to her, he's been trying to talk to her and her husband for a week now, he can't get a hold of them. They won't call him back. Our attorneys, and they're friendly. And he won't call him back. It's not something, she let something really bad happen. What he said might be true. Maybe it's a sickness, but maybe she's gotten sued by another company. She got sued back.
It's more than a sickness. It's more than a sickness. You don't behave like that just because you're sick, you know?
Yeah, I'd stop.
They would transfer the responsibility to somebody else. This is something going on.
Yeah, they were processing through today, through tomorrow. They're gonna process the checks, he said, through
But I
tomorrow.
sent it the 5th. Why did it take so long?
They're not working, there's only one person in the office.
Wow. Still.
He says he's working through tomorrow. He's gonna process all the checks through tomorrow. Anything that comes in after tomorrow, they're not gonna process.
What's next? All right.
Okay, we have the budget, that's what I wanted to talk about. Do we have to have a budget meeting?
Last meeting, we said we were gonna set up the budget planning meeting or a couple, and we didn't. We don't have any.
I would say as soon as we decide on the management company, we should try to set up 2 meetings in November. One special to handle that and get it done. Because all we need is really to pull the.
I'm not doing that again. Mine is out of my computer. I would have done it really easy for you, but I lost that work. So I'm not doing it again. Somebody else gonna have to do it. I did the whole budget.
Who got it away?
Nobody. I said, there's somebody else gonna do
All right,
it.
so we'll plan a couple meetings in November. Now, speaking of November, our next regular meeting would fall on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I don't think we're gonna hold a meeting on a Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving is the next.
When's our election?
When, you mean the week of Thanksgiving?
The week of Thanksgiving, the day before.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Yeah.
You wanna move it to,
The week previously.
well, you wanna move it to the week following, and then we have the 2 weeks previous to try and stick in these budget meetings?
Since we had such a big crowd.
What about the day before?
The thing.
Hey, I said
So we
people
can
count.
and do our budget meeting.
Let me see, wait a
Did you get any calls?
Okay.
I have,
won't
and
be
I have a
able to
list.
see,
Call to me, it's too late.
We'll be here.
It's not too late.
7th?
No, it's not too late. He is waiting for this.
Seventh is 2 weeks away.
I mean, you guys can do it without.
You're gonna put it in a newsletter, people are gonna come.
They'll know, the kids will see it, they'll know how. The kids are gonna be all around.
Well, the thing we do is
We'll hook up this.
yes.
Nice. So you can see.
Oh, we're coming up with you idea.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they come.
If I send another.
That's what we're looking at here.
We're talking business.
We're gonna open the discussion about it.
Or maybe.
We're just trying to.
Wait, our meeting for November, what day are we planning? The 14th, if it's a regular meeting, Paul can't be there, but we can.
14th
run it
would
out.
be great.
And we can, if we want, we can do budget at the same time if we all.
We can do it on the 14th, and we can do 28th.
That's 28.
Yeah.
Huh?
Let's just do the 14th. I don't want to do anything at the beginning of December. That's ridiculous. Let's do the 14th. Let's do the meeting and the budget meeting together, okay? And Paul won't be here,
Well,
and we won't talk to you about the budget, okay?
I'll provide input to the budget a week prior.
what we can do is begin the meeting at 7
Well, I was
o'clock.
gonna say 7 o'clock, since we're not gonna have a finance committee in the next month or two at least. We'll start at 7.
So it's a
Wait,
14?
let me stop too. Let me.
For a cigarette in a minute, you'll keep talking.
No.
No, I need to ask you something.
You're talking about budget meeting for us to decide on the budget. Is that right?
We're talking about budget planning meeting and also our regular meeting.
Okay, no, the reason I mentioned that is because, remember, we have to have an annual budget meeting.
That's the one I think we're talking about.
Well, no, we're talking about two different things here, and I'm
Yeah,
pretty
you got
sure.
one with the community.
Yes,
That's the one I thought
Is
was
that what you're
14.
talking about, Richard? Or you're having a
We're talking
planning
about
meeting?
planning.
We're talking about the planning.
you see, you just started whole planning. But you see, the reason I brought that up, Nick, is because, let's say we do the planning that day, what are we gonna do with the annual?
Right, that's why you were saying the 28th.
Yeah, right, that's, because, you know.
When do we have to have that done by?
I would say at least it needs to be done before election.
Before the election?
But you need to make it up before election too. All this need to be out to the community.
Okay, we need to do the 14th and 28th.
Because,
Okay.
right, you see,
We're
because,
talking about this is kind of like, all of this is talking, we can put it in your calendar thing there, but until we get a management company to come and start working immediately, all of this is like, because they have to send notices and all of that for the annual budget meeting, has to be done by legally. We can't just sit here and say it.
It makes sense, as much time as possible. Okay,
So it doesn't have to be in November, we can push it to December.
Okay, we have a lot of money in the bank right now.
I will say the 28th tentatively, if we need to push it a little later, we'll push it a little later.
we can do the,
28th.
Which is what?
Planning meeting on the 14th.
that's for the whole community.
Are we gonna open discussion?
On the 28th.
Yes.
Maloney, you're gonna talk to open discussion.
Okay, real quick, real quick, and then shut up. Now, we have a lot of money in the bank right now, we have over $200,000. When he talks about it's gonna take 2 months to set up and they'll mail the payments to whatever management company, that's not gonna happen. You know the people are gonna keep mailing the payments to wherever they've been mailing. We have to make some kind of, which I've already spoken to Maloney about this, that they're gonna keep sending it to, of course, it's just gonna happen. Even if they know this will be mailed, they're not gonna send it there, they're gonna break, you know, so they'll send it to the old management company because they're why. I stop my payments, so wherever they tell me to send them, I'll just send them again. But most of the people are not gonna pay, we're not gonna have much money coming in November and December. Now, it's gonna, might get in January again, we might get it back. You know,
No,
but
the second guy, the first guy, I finished, said it's gonna take about 2 or 3 months. The other one said he would put that in line.
it's impossible, it's not gonna happen. I don't care what he can put anything he wants in line. The people aren't
The
gonna
second
pay.
one said it, the first couple months, we're gonna tell him to send it to him, his office.
Yes, right, it's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Do it, is the point.
I mean, we can tell them, and we can tell all the people to do it, and we can send them newsletters, put notices on their door, we can spend $1,000 or $2,000 to do it, it's not gonna happen. Well, I'm just trying to let you know, we do have $200,000 in the bank, we can ride it out, we're gonna have a couple months where we're not gonna get much payments at all, until whoever we hire gets set up, and actually, the payments start coming into their wallet. But it's going to be a couple months, we're not going to get any money, which is going to be $80,000. We're going to be, let's say, $70,000. We're going to be short for a while, maybe until January, February, March. We don't know.
Right.
And until it starts going back again. But right now, we do have, because of the $50,000 from the insurance company, and because of our very good budgeting, we do have some excess dollars in the account.
You get from them, Kevin?
Why
I have
not?
no money from you at all. I can't get a check. They won't let me, I went. They won't let me do it.
I need some money.
Huh?
I need money for a hobby.
If you want
It's not much.
money, if you wanted money, you need to go to the other association. He actually collects.
It's not much. It's not much.
We're not talking about that after.
You put it on your credit card and we'll pay you back
Any-
next month.
Okay, anything else?
Hey, don't do
That's the way it
it.
always works.
Alright,
Don't we need to
We
send
have
out
credit with
a special
I'm
newsletter?
finished.
you're done? Have anything else?
Shouldn't we send out a special newsletter informing clearly what's happening? Like, maybe one of the things is stop payment. Like, why don't we tell people to stop paying? Because if the money's gonna go over there, Why should people be?
But you,
No, I'm saying. Listen,
we found out that,
Stop paying.
we didn't find out on this newsletter.
We did, however, we didn't mention anything about stopping payment because we didn't know the extent of it.
no, we just reproduced the letter.
Can they forward that
It is
mail to
certainly
another-
our hope that unlike previous transitions,
They're gonna,
those will be forwarded
they're gonna
to
put a
us.
referral to the post office, and the post office will forward to the mail to the new company. That's why we need to do something quickly, and I wanna sit around reading these, we need to make a decision.
Right, so then we should tell people that we're gonna be changing, but they should continue to send it to the same place. It's better to inform people what they
Just tell them
should
as soon
do.
as there's a change, continue what you're doing
As
until
soon as
as
we
soon
know
as we
what
know,
we're doing.
we'll give them the, yeah.
Do you know how many?
I think we better don't say nothing right now.
Yeah, I think that.
I think by next week we will know who we're going
Okay,
to.
but right now, can we give them right now an alternate place for them to send that money to?
No, they
I'd
have to.
rather that.
Huh?
I'd rather that. I would prefer that to say anything right now, because what happened is it can bring additional confusion.
Yes.
So we leave it
This is
at
gonna be the third
I
time in
know
the
it's
2 years
going on, so I
that
just
we've changed.
stop
I don't wanna do it and then 2 months
Can't
later
tell
change it
people
again.
to
People
forward,
get frustrated. I can be frustrated with that.
Central PO and the post
That's
office.
understandable. It's
No,
nothing that they have control over.
yes. Let's leave it like that.
I wanna take it from where it is to where it's gonna be. I don't wanna have a transition. If we can avoid that.
My thing is also money. That's not my thing. That's what I do personally.
To a PO.
No, it needs to go to, we need to get this back into the bank like we used to have it. It needs to go
Because if
back.
not, I mean, we're gonna be sent back.
No, we will do it the right way.
The money now, what does it go? It goes to a lockbox now?
No.
It goes directly to
To the
the,
address.
and we're gonna trust them to receive that money? We can't even get in touch with these people.
We have no more pressure.
I know they
No, 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 no.
catch my check. Yes,
Whatever it is.
What I'm saying
They
is,
will notify.
you don't want to let nobody know
Are going
to send them on one
We have an
place,
address.
and then the following week you're telling them, send it somewhere.
I know.
I'm just saying
We can
confused.
set up, by the way.
Yeah, but
And then people abuse of confusion.
yes, but one guarantee is there, that when we send them,
That is doing.
Next month
business
payment.
with the particular bank.
now we wanna see that money.
In order to get your lockbox.
We can't even get in touch with them, so how are we gonna account for that money coming in the 1st of
These
November?
companies that have.
Don't they have like insurance?
I'd rather just wait.
You don't pay any.
I know what you're saying.
No, no, and I know what you're saying too, but, you know,
I'm sure.
Yeah, but you know what?
Whatever company, they all
Felix, you know the folks here.
agreement with them, you may not.
Really don't want to do the change like that, because the following week is changing.
I'm trying to look at the lesser of the two evils. That's what I'm trying to.
Let's say the two evils is that we're.
Yes. Well, I think you have the loan.
Because we can't even get in touch
What's
with
gonna
them.
happen to
My
people
point is trying to make the
sending
correction. We can't even get in touch with them.
in the next.
So why are we trusting them with November payment if we can't even get in touch with them? So where are we gonna go, to inquire about that money, that November money?
Well, I expect that to be handled with
That'll be
Maloney.
picked up with the-
Maloney need to handle that
Yeah.
when he send them a letter.
But it's money we're talking about, we don't know if they're in financial trouble right now.
They can't take our money, the checks are made out.
They can't deposit.
The checks are made out to Marbella Park, and they're not made out to my, Fall Florida Management. What I'm saying
And
is.
they don't have access to that account?
No, what I'm saying is, if order, we're just gonna have a lag in the money's eventually gonna get to us. We're gonna eventually pick up the checks. No, but if we could make a decision on the management company, get a lockbox set up, which should only take 1 day to do, now, we could actually transition where by December we would be actually getting payments. But there are still people that we had for a year, people sending money to Banco Popular. We didn't even have an account there. We went and picked up all the checks. They said they were going to deposit in the bank. Some of them were bounced because we had them too long. They were holding them too long. But eventually we got the money, then we had to go and tell them, hey, replace the checks. It was a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. This is going to be a lot of work. If we can get a management company immediately to come in here and start working, whatever management company we decide, which we should decide immediately, it's going to be a lot less work. Maloney already knows what to do. He knows that they have to, whatever mail comes to all Florida
The
management,
new board's gonna have a lot of work to do.
they have to put a mailing in the United States Post Office, a forwarding address to where? Here we go.
So the November 14th meeting, that's a special meeting? We're gonna label it as a special meeting for the residents?
Budget planning meeting.
Huh?
It's a regular board meeting like we would have tonight, plus a budget meeting. Right?
Budget meeting is
We'll probably have a
28,
special
right?
meeting.
What's gonna be,
Huh?
We'll probably have a special meeting the
the
20th.
special meeting is gonna be.
However, we will have all of that information for you before you send that.
Yeah, we'll have it.
Yeah, and we'll have the budget planning meeting, we'll do it before or after the other meeting, that's fine, and the homeowners are welcome to sit, but all it is a budget planning meeting, it's gonna be discussion up here. If we have homeowners, we'll never get done.
Yeah, we're not
I'm
talking
sorry.
about it.
We've gotta discuss our plan, and then it goes out to the community, and they have their input at the budget
That's
meeting.
the 14th one.
That's the 14th.
We're not having residents.
The residents are welcome.
No, but it has
As
to be,
far as I'm concerned.
disclosed to the community.
That's what the budget meeting is for, the official one, when the whole community is.
Yeah, but even that meeting that you guys are having, that one has to be disclosed as well.
No, it's open, it's open.
It's an open meeting, we're just not gonna have discussion about the budget at that meeting.
Well, you have to.
Well, then you
Whenever-
can about it.
Okay, so, okay. Whenever we have meetings,
Yes.
all of these meetings that we've been having,
Uh-huh.
is strictly to discuss anything without taking any
Questions.
question.
Right.
You don't take any question. We have to take questions, but you don't need to take questions
No, we know
because
that.
in the,
We know that, but what I'm saying is, it's an open meeting. Anybody can come, and you can ask a question, and we can decline to answer, or we can answer.
And I agree with you. What I'm saying is
If
that
we ever get a whole group of
the
people
community gotta get
here, we
noticed
might
of that
even be
meeting. I'm not
happy
saying
to
that you guys have to answer questions or anything, but by law, you guys have to inform the community of what's going on.
We never said no. We just said, if we have a whole group of people, we're not gonna have time for that, so we're not gonna answer any of their
Okay,
questions.
you don't have to.
Right.
Okay.
Right now.
We're missing Barb, we're missing.
So we're leaning towards 2 meetings.
It's the only same people.
Right.
We're not getting anybody to come in.
two meetings.
Any other comments from the
Meeting
board,
adjourned.
Paul? Open
I
comments?
make a motion to dismiss to.
We're not done, what about
Okay.
something to say? for?
Nobody's spoke out.
Well, I mean, are we gonna discuss this people today or something?
Well,
Will I say something?
we're gonna get the final proposal from the one, and then we'll discuss it.
So we have one more proposal.
The one, well, from this guy, the actual quote, we wanna read the terms of his
You get sent
contract.
this proposal.
Because we have a proposal here, but there's not a full
I gotta see what you
contract.
guys think. I like both of them.
Which one, this one?
The first one with the price, are we considering that?
Yeah, I can say anything.
Huh?
Adam, you don't think so?
I don't. I'm saying that, forget about his contract. Because if we agree with